I know exactly what I'm doing. DFG, you heard? Yeah, I'm from the streets where the hood was swallowing me. Bullets are following me. These haters out to get me. Look how this product fit me. We move around with blickies. I got that bag, not a stash. Thick as Lionel Richie's. Jack riding out the 50. Many men wish death upon me. Don't hold your breath, a nigga step and get pressed to concrete. I'm God's blessed. I don't stress, I get dressed. The R&B, Teflon on, doing duets with an Aubrey. It be some tragic shit. Paramedics looking sad as shit. Throw a sheet over you like a magic trick. It's Hoffa. Trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rapper.
We gotta like get some security for these trains.
Oh, the mass shooting?
Yeah, it was security. It was a cop.
Security that did it.
Yeah, but it's constant. It's constantly like people dying on the trains like
That's
every
awful.
other day.
That's horrible.
Did broken windows cause that shooting? Broken windows police.
Basically, somebody skips the fan, they can go after it with like.
Excessive force.
I mean, it's not deemed excessive if it's deemed warranted.
Well, they said homeboy pulled out a knife and came after the police.
They said the tasers wasn't working.
They tased him. He pulled out a knife and charged them. Police started shooting.
But this was after what?
After broken windows police.
After he jumped the turnstile, you mean?
Yeah.
Why do people jump the turnstile?
They broke.
Okay.
Some niggas
Go to the roof.
Some
said
people
go to
do
the
that
roof.
shit for fun.
Right.
Go to the
Be
roof.
having the money in their pocket, like fuck it.
Nah, let me tell you. Yeah, I
Some
mean,
niggas
that's
do that
true.
shit.
Because,
Yeah, that's
see,
true.
I worked in the subways for 11 years, right? People think all the turnstile hopping in the hood. That should happen at 23rd Street,
42nd,
West
all
8th,
that.
Prince Street. That's what all the police not policing there.
83rd
Walking
Street.
right through the gate.
No,
Yup.
they hop in the
no, yeah,
turnstile,
yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
No, but some of them just walk
And you know
right
what?
through the gate.
Police will sit there and watch them and do nothing.
I was on the Upper West
'Cause-
Side and a couple of dudes did. Grown men.
They walking through with suitcases. Like what the
Hop
fuck?
right over.
Now the question is it a quota that has to be met?
Absolutely.
Like Easy Pass? Like, what if
No,
they start
no.
charging us?
Do these officers that's on duty in the train stations,
Absolutely.
do
I
they
think
have to
so.
put up the numbers?
I think so.
And is that why they go after
They
people?
have to.
Absolutely. And, I mean, if you speak to police officers that want to keep it real, I know y'all had Edwin Raymond on the show. I don't know if y'all spoke about it, but he'll tell you that if you don't bring in numbers, you don't get your days off you want, you don't get the vacation you want. So there's an incentive to go out there and get these arrests or get these summonses or whatever.
And in
it is.
some cases create crime.
Yes, when it's not there. And then what they do also is that sometimes felonies will happen on the subway, but they could classify it as a misdemeanor because if you have all these felonies happening in your district, it shows that you can't police the crime.
Right.
Right.
So these commanding officers, these lieutenants, they don't get promotions because of all this crime happening. But yeah, I mean, it's bad. It's bad. And they twist it to whichever way they want to twist it to.
How many videotapes do we need to see of cops escalating before something happens to, like before we make a change in that direction?
The whole thing is wicked, right? So you watch police officer escalate a situation and they beating on somebody and they telling them to stop resisting. If somebody's beating on you, your first thing is to protect yourself, cover up.
But
Right.
don't
They-
tense up.
or try
Don't
to
tense
stop
up.
Yeah,
Stop
but they
tensing
say
up.
you're resisting
Right.
to well on you some more, right? But nobody don't talk about this. And there's some police officers that brought me up on a big podcast today and some crazy stuff. But there needs to be better training. There needs to be more accountability. There's no accountability
I
really.
think
in
there
the
needs to be
police
better screening.
Screening, training.
You know,
absolutely.
there's the screening is to keep black folks out the police department. That was a big thing too, right? That was a big thing too. I mean, you could screen people, but if they don't got the training to work in our communities, like there was a kid in our community, and got killed on Lexington and Tompkins. We talking about like back in the 90s because the police officer got startled on a roof because the kid was playing on the roof.
That happened in pink houses too.
I grew up in the projects. We played on a roof. But a cop from Long Island don't know about roofs, projects, what we do up there. He's scared, right? So they need to have police officers from our community who know how we are. That hell it's part of the experience. Bro, you could be a cop at what, like 18 or 21 or something like that. You're still a baby.
But I guess the argument against that is bias or corruption.
Well, you deal with that anyway. The bias, their bias due to their inexperience in our communities is what get us killed. Like you just said, Rooftop. Peter Liang, Officer Peter Liang.
Was that
shot a Kai Gurley. Pink houses.
I was there at the courthouse.
When it was dark in the staircase.
Dark in the staircase. Yeah. The boy comes into the staircase. The door bangs open. This dude lets his gun off.
You know what's biases? Why you never hear black cops making these mistakes? It's always cops that's not from our community making these mistakes.
I saw a clip the other day of a cop holding, portable speakers about this big, the Apple joints. Whose speaker is this? Dude is like, I just said it's mine. Give it here. He was like, no. Whose speaker is this? Yo, bro, it's just, which one? And no, everybody talking at the same time. Bro, I said it's mine. Okay, so since nobody's claiming it, I'm going to take it down to the precinct. You can come over there and get it. I'm like, when did you get to confiscate somebody else's shit? And what bothers me the most about it is that dude won't get in trouble for doing that. Nobody's going to balk him. He's never going to have to apologize to the person he took the speaker from. Nobody's going to come down there and claim it. You might get fucked up. You might get arrested. But the embarrassment he causes the person whose shit he confiscated, he'll never feel. And I think that's a huge part of it, because when they do some bullshit to us in public, they get reprimanded in private. You never hear about what actually happened to them. We took steps, we retrained them, but he never had to come out and apologize.
That's crazy.
You never pulled no money out of his pension. I had to stop working to come down here and do X, Y, Z, A, B, and C, pay this bullshit ticket. But he was in the wrong. How come the money didn't come out of his pocket specifically? What if I don't want it to the city? What if I want it from his pension?
To get the same
like, where's that shit? Because if I did that to him,
right,
I'd be in cuffs. And rightfully so. But cops get to do wild shit and nothing happens to them.
I'm not going to say nothing happens because there's plenty of lawsuits.
They get investigated.
They get cleared.
The lawsuit money doesn't come from
It's
them.
not just, but the investigation leads to a case, and the case leads to a lawsuit, and the lawsuit leads to the city paying out millions of dollars because this cop was not trained the right way.
The city money that they're paying out does not come from his pension.
That's a fact, and that's why
that's the problem.
That's why the police doing it.
Well, you got to understand, it's a roll of the dice.
What is?
It's a roll of the dice.
It shouldn't be.
A cop can violate, and you can get the short end of the stick and just be the person violated, or you can be the person who files a report and get some money out of the city for hiring people that don't know how to do their fucking job.
What about the niggas that's in jail right now that never did anything? They're just in there because of crooked police.
You want to stop a cop from doing that kind of bullshit? Make the money come out of their pocket. I bet you they'll stop.
They got to unqualified immunity.
There's a flip side.
He just called it. He just called it.
They have to unqualified immunity because there's no mechanism in place to stop them from acting out. Right? There's nothing in place. Right? They sit there and they cover for each other. This is the crazy part. If MECC was my partner as a police officer and MECC do something crazy, I don't call it in. Right? He gets away with it. Right? I'm just as guilty as him. So when people say, oh, there's good cops, there's bad cops. No, there's good people and there's bad people. Forget about the cops, right? There's good people and there's bad people. And in the police department, you have a lot of that.
But the problem with that is when there are bad people, the other officers feel like they have to stand up. They have to still be unified with those people, because if they're not, then they'll be outcasted. They might get desk duty. They might get demoted. They might not get promoted.
But then you want to know what happens?
You know what I mean?
You want to know what happens? You have exactly what's going on in New York now.
I was just about to say that's
the
how we got here.
Fed stepping in. It's out of control now. Right now, people looking at what Eric Adams is doing is bad. It's bad. The white folks was doing it for years too. Right. But he just came with this type of bravado, like, I'm the mayor, I'm this, I'm that. All right, we're gonna show you. We're gonna destroy your FDNY, we're gonna destroy your NYPD. I heard 2 more of his guys resign today, and one of them is my guy. You know what I mean? But you get results like this. It's out of control now, bro.
I saw a videotape of a cop in Texas knocking on this dude's door. He was talking to him about open carrying his rifle, right? And the guy was like, well, I'm legally allowed to open carry my rifle. He said, well, I'm suggesting you don't do it. He said, okay, well, how would you suggest that I do it safely? He said, I'm just suggesting you don't do it. He said, no, okay, you need to tell me because I'm going to do it. What stopped the whole thing for me was the cop looked him in the face and said, listen, I'm being a gentleman with you. It could be wayward. I'm not the NYPD. It's not like we're the NYPD. We could be like them and treat you like they do. We're not doing that. I stopped the whole thing. Cops in Texas.
But low key, that was a threat.
No, that was racist.
No, but the fact that he said it on camera.
We could violate you.
Yeah, we could.
We're not going to do it, but we could violate you.
We're not the NYPD. He's
So
like,
keep talking.
am I the NYPD? We're not the NYPD. You don't see a street you
look
like
what happened with George Floyd, right? NYPD was speaking, oh, that was wrong. Wait, we had Anthony Baez. We had Eric Gardner. We had all these other people that got killed by police. Why we didn't have that same outcry within our city when it came to policing? But it's easy to point fingers at another department in
Remember
another
when
state.
they turned their back on the mayor?
It's a racial thing. But the mayor did say, we go get these crackers out
No,
of here.
not that one. I'm talking about the last one.
I mean, but Eric Adams did say that, though.
I'm talking about the last one.
Eric Adams did say that. We go get these crackers.
He just needs to stop sliding down those fire poles.
And that just happened. And we're back.
There's an organization that goes around, and I don't know if you're just for kicks every now and then. I watch these videos on YouTube where they go around and they provoke cops, but within their rights. And when the cop decides, okay, now I'm going to abuse my authority, they get them in trouble. They get lawsuits. This guy's just going around America getting millions of dollars off of cops who don't know how to control their temper.
What if they kill him?
That's the risk.
Yeah.
That's the risk.
You talk about accountability orders.
Yeah, the accountability orders.
I watch tons of those.
Yeah.
They're operating within their rights all the time.
All the time.
The only
They be cursing
reason
them out, violating, going
no,
crazy.
they don't even curse them out, though. But they operate in what's considered gray areas, but they're not gray areas. They're very well defined by the law. But these cops are so used to overstepping the law and overstepping their boundaries, they don't realize that they're not allowed to do the thing that they're about to do to this guy.
And when they do them,
there's a dude named, and you can sue them, but what a lot of people don't know is it costs a lot of bread to sue.
Exactly.
9 times out of 10, the lawsuit ain't the thing, but they'll throw you out of a publicly owned building talking about, well, this is private property. No, this is public property. I'm allowed to be here. Dude holding a sign going, God bless the homeless veterans. God bless the homeless veterans. Dude walk up, hey man, you can't solicit money. You got to leave. He's like, I'm not soliciting money. You never heard me ask anybody for anything. I'm saying God bless the homeless vets. Well, fuck it. People don't want you here. You got to go. Violation of the rights. But they do that to show how easy it is for a cop to step beyond the law and become, the phrase is, you're not law enforcement, you're feelings enforcement. You're enforcing someone's feelings, and the feelings aren't the law. You have to operate within the law. And cops lose their shit, end up in court, but they still have qualified immunity. So even though they're violating the fuck out of your rights and locking you up because they feel like it, nothing happens to them.
but those guys walk away with a lawsuit.
Retraining. The lawsuit doesn't come from their pocket. That's why they don't give a fuck.
But this is what I'm.
They'll look you dead in the face and say, go ahead and sue.
No.
Go ahead and sue. You're not taking my money. Go ahead and sue.
They give a fuck, bro.
They don't give a fuck.
They give a fuck.
If they gave a fuck, they wouldn't do that shit. If they thought, if the money was coming out of their pocket, I bet you they would.
Let me ask you a question.
No, 9 times out of 10, when they do that shit, they don't expect that this person knows their rights.
But
watch these videos, bro. The captains be showing up. They be like, "Oh shit, he's one of those guys."
I watched the shit out.
Man, you fucked up, guy.
Shout out.
And he'll go talk to the guy and be like, "I'm so sorry."
Shout out to Frank Gray. Shout out to the
Batu too late now.
Shout out to the Batu side. Shout out to Frank Gray. Shout out to what's name rights. Like, I watch those shits a lot. They operate from state to state. You got to know the laws in your state. I watch them because I get hemmed up like that. I get jammed up like that for no fucking reason. And bro, that's not the law. The law doesn't say that I have to do that. I know that, you know that. So why the fuck are you? Give me your license for what? For what?
Because I'm gonna bully you now.
I need to identify you for what? Is this a Terry stop, officer? Are you? Was it you? What you know? Terry v. Ohio Supreme Court case says you need reasonable articulable suspicion that I'm committing a crime. about to commit a crime or in the process of committing a
Not
crime.
met
in
with
order
the
for you to
criminal
ID.
process.
You gotta be-
Yeah,
Yeah,
he watches the
You
show.
gotta be careful of the ones that take their badges and do this. When they approach up that ass,
Oh,
they do
the
this.
camera?
No,
Yeah.
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 And they badge too. They do like this.
Tuck
Yeah,
it back
they hate
in the
when you
shirt.
Oh, no,
ask.
listen.
They hate when
They
you
coming
ask
on
for their
some
badge
bullshit.
number,
Yeah, they coming on some bullshit when they have it time like this.
Tyreek Hill tried your what you just said just now.
And they'll get fucked up behind it.
Mhm.
I've been pulled off of trains. I've been pulled, and math, no, I'm on foot a lot. I move around. I walk. Trains.
Like fucking Ryu.
Hey, come here, let me talk to you. No,
Right.
thank you. No, thank you. Let me talk. No, thank you. Let me see some ID. For what? Why? What crime do you suspect me of committing? I run into that shit all the fucking
No
time.
reasonable
He
suspicion.
He wouldn't try that if he thought for a second that I was going to get in his pocket for doing that bullshit.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
He wouldn't try that for if he didn't know that the money was coming from the city. It's not coming. It never comes from their pocket. They might get suspended for a couple of days. What the fuck is that?
Man, it's not even that, bro. You gotta understand, these cops, they're human beings. There's some of these motherfuckers coming to work after finding out their wife has been cheating on them.
I
with
think
their
you need to
cousin
take the day
and
off.
shit like that.
That word.
And they,
That's a real
bruh,
case.
no, it's real talk.
That's a real case.
You need to take the day off. You're not allowed to make your shitty day my shitty life.
Right.
Yeah, how many men are gonna walk in and be like, yo, I found out my wife was fucking my neighbor. Can I take the day off?
Yeah.
Welcome
It's
to
not happening.
But you wanna know
Welcome
what?
to
It's not happening.
No.
But you can't break the law, violate the Constitution because you had a shitty day.
You can't, but that doesn't mean it doesn't happen,
Well,
correct?
okay, cool. Here's the punishment for that, and it's an appropriate punishment. And maybe you should be fired. Maybe you don't have the temperament for this fucking job. When somebody is working fucking 9 to 5 at McDonald's, you can't be rude to a fucking customer. They'll fire you. But a cop can have a bad day and jam your life up for fucking months or years. And it's cool?
Fact.
No, nigga.
No, it's not cool.
You need to get in trouble the same way the dude at McDonald's gets in trouble. Why? Because you are a public servant. And as much as I dig cops, as much as I fuck with cops in the family, the whole shit, I've seen what they go through. But let's not get it fucked up. You volunteered for this job. You're a public servant. I don't want to be fucking harassed and jammed up because public servant had a bad day. And he's running on fucking ego. And if that's the kind of person you are, then maybe what you said earlier needs to come into play. Better screening. Because you can't be that kind of fucking individual and have that kind of power and fucking abuse it.
I agree.
But I'm not opposed to the people who go get the millions. Not opposed to that. Eventually, the city will be like, you know what? We need to change this whole program.
I don't like the idea that we paying taxes into a situation where you're just allowing this person to run the bill up.
Well, you'll be surprised, bro.
How about you fire him?
There are officers who have the most CCRBs that are training new officers.
Oh, I've seen, but that speaks to what he said earlier, the corruption in the system where you think it's a good cop, but the cop who turns a blind eye to this shit is just as bad.
Mm.
So there's two bad cops, not one bad cop, one good one. It's two bad ones. The one who did the bullshit and the one who said he's having a bad day. He found out his wife was fucking around. I'll let it slide. Meanwhile, the guy he's fucking up is going through it now. He got back and forth to court.
Yeah, I've been there.
His
So-
wife cheating on him too.
Meanwhile, the whole conversation, part of what I heard is to find out his wife fucking up. Find out, I'm like, this always the woman's fault.
Yeah, it is.
It's always
Hell
the
yeah, it's
woman's
y'all fault.
That's
They
what
always
I
blame
heard.
the woman, right?
It's
Y'all
like
fault.
all that went back to the wife must have been fucking somebody.
That's a fact. That's why
What
niggas
y'all-
be going crazy. What? Niggas go crazy over
Oh
that.
my God, really?
But why did y'all
Really?
think that first? Like right
Yeah, like
here.
that's the problem.
I'll tell you why.
Oh my God.
I'll tell you
His
why.
wife
Nothing else
must have
make
been
us
messing
mad.
with somebody.
Yo, when I was younger, that's the line I used to use on them. Oh, yo, you must have caught your wife fucking a black nigga or something. I'll throw that shit in their face real quick, and they get angry.
And now this is happening. Maybe that wasn't the line I should have used.
And we might need to clip that. Listen,
That line aged poorly. Shit.
be careful out there, man. Be careful out there. Human beings are human beings, no matter what position of authority they have or what position in life they have. Be careful.
Yo, Sh0t, you keep coming around like you want something. You gonna fuck around and get it one day. Who your man?
Sub-Zero.
Yeah. I ain't got time to be stressing no bitch.